Every nigga that work for me. If you're tired, I'm 20 times more tired. I can't leave the camera. You hold it. You can zone out. As long as you get the angles, I don't give a fuck if you texting on your phone or not. I don't give a fuck what you doing. As long as you get the angles, nigga, you could be fucking your girl, nigga. As long as you get the angles, nigga, it's cool. I'm not tripping. I don't give a fuck what you do. It's an easy job.
And today we've got a video about Omizi titled Why DDG Can't Keep a Cameraman. So I know he has been through like a series of cameramen. I don't know their names, but I think he has two good cameramen, and the last one was a bad one. But the guy came online, you know, explaining why he left Streamer U and why I stopped being DDG's cameraman. And it was like, yo, they put him in bad conditions, type shit, da. So I mean, it's what it is though, but he was just yapping about, you know, the bad conditions he was put under, and DDG tried to explain himself, and he made the situation way worse. But that's by the way. Let's see what Omizi has for us today. And by the way, like, share, subscribe, comment down below what you feel about the situation, and let's have a go at it.
Probably the hardest job in content creation is not being an editor. It's not being a thumbnail person. Hell, it's
I ain't gonna lie, editing is really hard, bro. Like it's an act on its own, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
probably not even being the person that is on camera as the talent. It's the person holding the camera.
My experience being a camera operators are like at the bottom. They treat us like at the bottom. Everything is our fault. Hear from a lot of other camera operators that I was talking to. They also cramped up. Body was giving out due to dehydration.
That was DDG's last cameraman, and his complaints about being a camera person in the industry sparked major conversations about conditions, about treatment, and most importantly, about pay.
Niggas will indirectly try to diss working for me. Like, that shit be blowing me, bro. Like, you don't know how much cameraman's paid. Tell them how much you was paid at this point, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. Let me put this in your brain. No cameraman will ever make as much money as the nigga they're filming.
But after...
And that's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact, right? No cameraman will ever make as much as the creator. That's a fact. So, just let you all know.
Running through a third cameraman in just 2 years, DDG finds himself back on the chase. And his new streaming endeavor of finding a new cameraman has sparked a plethora of conversations. Now, we know that cameramen used to just be behind scenes, but now in 2026, they are being a part of the stream. They are speaking, they are appearing in clips, they are doing all of these different things. That's why DDG losing another cameraman is now public drama instead of another employee losing their job. And now the timeline is questioning why DDG keeps having these same problems. Why does he keep running through these cameramen? Is there an ethical dilemma that's going on? But before we answer those questions, we've got to break down what happened to his previous cameraman and why he can't keep one. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna put the camera. Now, back into the video. Streaming University has to be one of the most stressful events in the world of streaming and content creation. Not just because there's so many high caliber streamers and content creators packed into one place and space, and you as a content creator and streamer want to make sure that you're doing a great job, but because there's somebody that's being a cameraman following these streamers and content creators, and they are being put through the ringer.
Look at this, bro. This is what gets sent in the group chat. There's 10 pictures. That's Rocket, that's Santos, that's Drew, that's Max, cameraman Luca, that's Santos.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of brutal right there. That's insane to me. Now, the pictures and videos may mean one thing, but DDG's cameraman, or should I say ex-cameraman, really broke open the issues that plague cameraman and people that work for content creators during his time at Streamer University helping DDG out.
If you're gonna be a full-time camera operator for a talent, especially of that caliber, be prepared to treat it like the mafia. Nothing comes before the talent. Your family, your mental, physical health, errands, what you have to do at the house. You'll get a phone call at 1:30 that they need you at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, and you are obligated to, you know, fulfill that. I suggest you have a strong program that goes well with physical, having a strong relationship with God or whoever you believe with spiritually. This job can really take a toll on you, especially when you're in the middle of the limelight unintentionally. The haters and the trolls and the harassment can really get to your head. Seriously.
Now, I'm trying to keep it.
I ain't gonna lie. So basically, my take on this is, right, when you were getting the job, I know you were told that, like, yo, damn, I'm gonna bring my fit, like, you know, 10 hours a day, we're going to Streamer University, you know, we have to make clips and everything, right? So you have to be on point, right? You feel me? We have to be on point, you feel me? So, he's just hiring you, he's telling you all this stuff, and you're probably thinking, yeah, it's not gonna be that bad, you know, type shit. I'll get some rest in here, you know, like this, like da-da-da. But, like, you know, things happen. And then you go to streaming university and you see that, yo, I'm holding this motherfucking camera for like about 10 hours a day, bro. Like my hands are shaking. I see my bro back there, is a bit on the heavier side. So you feel me? You feel me? So he's having you feel me? So I feel like because the cameras are damn heavy, he has to carry like the 30K backpack. I'm sure that shit's expensive. No, 30K expensive, but like that shit's heavy as hell, bro. So you have to carry that shit all day and carry that camera like this, bro. Yo, I can't even carry like a bag for like this for like 30 minutes, bro. My hands are gonna be shaking. So I feel like you have to at least be able to like bench like about 100 or 200, bro, at least to be doing that every single day for 4 days straight. Imagine. So I ain't gonna lie to you. So I feel like that's what happened. He was probably thinking it's not gonna be that hard of a thing to do. But when it got there, it was like, damn, nah, bro, I can't do this shit, bro. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. And then the monitor wasn't making sense. It was like, yo, I'm working on these hours, I'm on call, everything, and I just see this amount a month. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. So,
fair as possible when I talk about this subject because, it can get a little tricky. DDG's cameraman described the job as physically demanding. He had to carry heavy equipment. He had to work in these hot conditions and these long hours.
Start off, streaming university sucked. It was 92, 94 degree weather. I was carrying 50 pounds of weight.
Yo, so I said 50 pounds of weight, bro. Man.
Towards the 10-hour mark, I was dehydrated.
That's crazy, bro.
My body started giving up on me.
And he even alluded to the fact that what he was getting paid was not worth what the job was being asked to do. Now, while I do agree and disagree with some of the things that he was ultimately saying, I wanted to hear DDG's response to this whole situation. Because I think that, hey, maybe if we had the creator's POV, it might make the whole situation, a null and void conversation.
This is what I tell every nigga that work for me. If you're tired, I'm 20 times more tired. I can't leave the camera. You hold it. You can zone out. As long as you get the angles, I don't give a fuck if you texting on your phone or not. I don't give a fuck what you doing. As long as you get the angles, nigga, you could be fucking your girl, nigga. As long as you get the angles, nigga, it's cool. I'm not tripping. I don't give a fuck what you do. It's an easy job.
Let's break this down.
Okay.
What it's worth, I think that there are certain jobs that come with an understanding of the grueling and rigorousnicity of the task that's being asked. If you're somebody who is a day laborer, who is building buildings or planting fences, sure, you can complain about how hot it is, but ultimately, at the end of the day, we understand what's going on here. So when we see a streamer doing, a 24-hour marathon or a 72-hour hike through the Amazon rainforest, in my mind, it just automatically kind of clicks and registers that it's probably going to be hot. This is probably going to be a tough task to take on, and that you're probably not going to get a lot of sleep or all these other things because the streamer is also not getting these things. I'm also not thinking that the camera is going to be the size of an iPhone. We've now, through plethora of videos, seen how big these streamers' setups are. Hell, Ben the Don talks about
Speed's camera equipment, bro. That shit looks heavy as hell, bro. Damn, bro. Nah.
And brags about how he's always carrying around an FX6. Nothing in my mind makes me think that that is a small camera. And the pay conversation is...
mind you, that shit's heavy. That shit's on your back like this. Yo, 10 hours a day. Yo, if that shit falls down, you're cooked. I ain't gonna lie. It's on the price, right? Like about 9,000, bro. That shit falls down, you're cooked, bro. You're cooked. No two ways about it. No two ways about it, bro. Finna lose your job, just go back home, bro. Just go and start crying, bro. So, like, the thing is that, okay, let me say what I feel. There are a lot of jobs, like I said, laborer, we know that, we're gonna be the sun, stressful and everything, right? But when you hear about a cameraman, you won't think that's gonna be that hard. You're probably gonna think, it's gonna be a bit tedious, probably you're tired here and there. But once you get into this, like, we do 24 hours and it go, bro. Damn, bro, you cooked, bro. Trust. You cooked.
Super duper iffy. I can't really explain how somebody should be getting paid for this type of work. I would love for everybody to get a livable wage, but I also don't think that a streamer can delve out tens and 20s of thousands of dollars for a cameraman. Now, there is one thing that DDG said, and I might have to find it. It may or may not make this video about how you get paid in exposure in the time that you have with a content creator or streamer. Yeah, to me, that's 1,000% BS. I can't pay my bills in exposure, and I damn sure can't pay my rent in the times that I had with a streamer or content creator. And for what it's worth, 9 times out of 10, that doesn't really lead to anything tangible. Somebody would probably say you could roll that into some sort of career as an entertainer, but ultimately you spend most of your time working for said content creator. And content creators do have some sort of stipulations in their working agreement that says that you probably can't create content, but I digress. And so they had a disagreement. The guy stopped working for DDG and DDG immediately began searching for a replacement. But instead of just, submitting some sort of job opening request on Indeed or LinkedIn or asking his friend, he decided that he was going to start a contest. He did a 24-hour boot camp in order to find a new cameraman, which would ultimately be his fourth in 2 years. The tryouts are entertaining, but they also quickly show how DDG has returned to the same position that he's been in for the past damn near 3 years at this point. He's once again searching for somebody who can film him, travel with him, and become a part of the content as a whole. And the question isn't if DDG is going to find another cameraman. It's truly an opportunity of a lifetime. The question is whether he can build a working relationship that's going to last. Now, before DDG finds him a new cameraman, we need to look at the previous ones, because while there have been some other content creators who have had issues with their employee, DDG continuously has these fallouts. And the latest one makes more sense when you understand what happened to his previous cameramen, Ed and Johnny.
The narrative of DDG not paying his people is absolutely incorrect. I've been using the same people for a long time. My cameraman, I just started streaming in 2025, guys. How many cameramen do y'all think I had? It's only been Johnny and Ed. And everybody assumed, oh, DDG can't keep a cameraman. Nigga, it's only been 2025, bro. I haven't been in the game that long to even know where to go and find folks. You feel me?
Yeah, you've only been working with 2 people, but they've been kind of in and out and in and out. Just like a toxic relationship, DDG and his former 2 cameramen have been on and off again for probably the past 2 years. Now, the reasons vary slightly, but there is some sort of pattern here, and it does open up to be a bigger conversation. His first cameraman, Ed, did about 2 stints of 6 months before leaving DDG for these reasons.
The pay isn't right for me, as you guys know, with the cameraman job. Because I needed to make more money, all I did was wake up earlier, wake up later, make some content, make some clothes, and make some money. In all honesty, when it comes to the pay that is received strictly off filming, it wasn't enough for the financial needs that I had. Now you guys can get a general idea, but when you live in LA, regular payments that you have, whether it's rent, car, insurance, just the basic things, and food, if the money was to come in, it would come right out.
Now, I do think it's DDG's responsibility to build some sort of environment that will make for a happy and healthy working relationship between his cameraman and whatever other employees that he does have on his payroll. Ultimately, nobody likes to do a bunch of turnover at their place of employment, and the idea of bringing in somebody new and training them every 6 months almost sounds nerve-wracking. But that's exactly what he did with this cameraman, Ed, and then also another cameraman, Johnny, who we'll get to in 2 seconds. But the concept of him not paying enough for the lifestyle that Johnny would live is not the fault of DDG's. Ultimately, a job pays what it pays, and while you would love increases, while I would love people to be getting paid a livable wage, not saying that DDG wasn't paying him a livable wage, but ultimately, if you have a $20,000 lifestyle and the job only pays $3,000, then hey man, that's kind of on you. And I think DDG was even fair in his responses. He went down this rabbit hole about how he gave incentives and opportunities for there to be more money made.
The amount of money I was paying Ed was not life-changing, regular money, but there was incentives. It's been times where I've told, hey bro, let's do Snapchat, let's do this, let's do boom. Me and Ed, and it's not happening no more. Me and Ed had a clothing line coming out. Just because I ain't paying a nigga crazy to hold a camera, it does not mean that I'm trying to keep a nigga under. I always try to find ways to help a motherfucker make more money. But while you're making more money, I want to make money as well. So I like to create businesses and different ventures and give people other opportunities to make money in other places, not just holding a camera on stream.
Now there's
Understandable. But you have to, at least pay a living wage, at least. Well, he hasn't said how much he pays them, but at least pay a living wage. Then you can talk about all this other stuff.
finesse in there, but I understand what DDG is saying. Hey, well, let's create an opportunity for me to make another stream of income so that you can also get another stream of income. It's small business. He's an entrepreneur at, to a certain degree. So I get it. But based off the other cameraman, Johnny's track record in history, it makes a lot of sense as to why these people left DDG.
If you got any questions about me, Johnny filmed for me for a year. If y'all do not know, y'all know Johnny, right? He filmed for me for a year. We had a great run, and he wanted to be like 1, 8, 10, 11, and 2. Become a streamer. So then me and Johnny fell out. Luckily, 1 in 1 million. 1 in 1. This is 1 in 1 million out of all cameramen to become a millionaire after becoming a streamer. My bad for putting your money out there.
Johnny, aka Yearn Boy, BKA DDG's first cameraman, would leave DDG after becoming a part of his content to go on and become a successful streamer, if you ask me.
Damn, bro. How many hours stream, bro? 21. Bad. Followers per hour, 30 followers per hour, streams games, damn. Active days, 6 out of 7. I ain't getting it bread high though. Ain't getting bread. Hey, yo, subscribe to the channel, bro. Subscribe to the channel, bro. We gotta get up there, bro. Like, please, for real though. I ain't gonna lie. Let's go.
He streams to about 2,300 people. But this is where the pattern starts to get involved. DDG hires a cameraman. The cameraman becomes a part of the content. They start building their own audience. People start to develop a relationship with the cameraman on camera, but behind the scenes, problems are developing. The relationship ultimately ends up publicly, and then DDG goes on his path to finding a whole nother cameraman. And so then we get into the bigger problem of it all. DDG is talking about and bolstering the fact that, working around him brings exposure, it brings connections, it brings these different opportunities, and those benefits are real, but ultimately down the line, it's gonna become more and more and more enticing for somebody to then take what they've built in lieu of the money and turn this into a career and become creators themselves. The job ultimately gives these people the tools to eventually leave the job. And so even though every cameraman leaves for different reasons, the same position keeps ending in the same exact way. And now people are naturally starting to question the system around it. And this matters because cameramen aren't just invisible employees, they're part of the content now.
It makes sense because we had it in the same band.
Okay, so let's try to improve our game.
It's my crack showing while I'm eating food.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Can you take is showing or not? No, not with the camera. It's you. Bro!
In 2026, streaming is no longer this one-man army of a job. You can no longer film, edit, record, hold the backpack and the camera, script out the content, find the locations, all these things. You now need editors. You now need camera people. You now need thumbnail people, producers, managers, sponsor team. The creator may be the face, but the team is what's keeping the whole thing moving. And we all know that building content with more people helps make for a better content environment. So now these cameramen are becoming a part of storylines. They're becoming people who hold people accountable, who streamers and content creators are praising, who are being taken seriously in this space, not just because they help get the videos and clips out to the public, but because they are also a part of making the content better. This also means that audiences are becoming more and more attached to them. A long-term cameraman is going to learn the creator's personality, their filming style, their daily schedule, what their good side is, what their bad side is, their friends, their family, when to speak during the stream, when not to speak during the stream, what moments are worth capturing, and so much more. But more importantly, what the audience finds to be entertaining. That level of knowledge cannot be replaced instantaneously. And this is why stability is so important. When a creator keeps the same team, you're not just seeing growth in the creator, you're also seeing growth in the whole production and shebang-a-bang in and of itself. And that's largely due to them being around and just learning for a long time. And this is what DDG is losing every time he has to get rid of a cameraman in this game. He has to rebuild chemistry. This has to be a person that needs to learn his new style. An audience must become familiar with this new person. Old relationships and inside jokes become dead. New ones have to be built. Another disagreement will ultimately become some sort of public drama. And then future applicants may have a bunch of different questions and not understanding the lengths that this person must take in order to get to doing this job properly. And this is why I look so closely at DDG's tryouts of these new cameramen. As somebody who's worked behind the scenes in content creation for a long time, since the early AMP days, I understand the complexities of bringing somebody in, hiring somebody new, getting them acclimated to the system. DDG's tryouts are proving that there is no shortage in people that are willing to film. Hell, everybody thinks that they can pick up a camera and just hold it. But the dramatic hiring process does not mean any guarantees of chemistry, trust, or loyalty. The real challenge begins when the tryouts end. Hell, even today, hiring new people is such a daunting and arduous task. Sometimes you even want to put up with the nonsense of a current current employee just so that you can get to the next day. DDG's latest losing of a cameraman started as this big public disagreement, but once we look at Ed, Johnny, and the people who came after them, it becomes a much bigger problem and a much bigger conversation. And while every person may have a different reason as to why they left, some started new careers, some became tired of the job, some may not have agreed with DDG about the pay or the expectations, ultimately the result is the same. DDG loses someone who became part of the content, and it starts over and over and over again with another search for another replacement. And while the cameraman tryouts may help him find the most talented application, talent isn't the only problem. It's the chemistry, it's the trust, it's the loyalty. Hell, it's how to keep them in the long run. Now, I'm not saying that I have the answer for this. I'm not saying that this video is the end all be all. I think that this is an extremely, and I do mean an extremely tough job. Cameramen, and for what it's worth, behind the scenes people kind of have to have no lives. Their lives are circling around the content creator. But that doesn't mean that it can't be rewarding, and that doesn't mean that it's not super important for a creator to establish this relationship. Good luck to you, my brother. Wouldn't want to be in your shoes. My cameraman is a tripod. Probably the hardest.
That's the shout out to my boy Music, bro. But that's by the way. Do comment down below what you feel about this video, and let's go. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let's go.